What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tez, and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, today is going to be part 2 of my last video I made of the fight that my cousins were involved in, the story time. This is part 2 of that. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the whole video so you can get the full story and the full meaning of what I'm trying to show y'all. This is on a Tuesday now. Everything else that transpired was on a Monday. So this is on a Tuesday. My cousin Gregory that I mentioned in the last video, he was that was in the last video. We didn't get suspended because we didn't actually throw any punches, but you know, we just left school early that day. And so Tuesday, after the fight and everything, once we got home, one of the guys that was involved in the fight with my cousin Marquise, my cousin Gregory wanted to fight him one-on-one. He wanted to fight him because I feel like that fight was kind of long overdue. They kind of already had this back and forth between them anyway, so it was kind of long overdue. I feel like they both kind of just wanted to get their hands on each other anyway. So they kind of already had some history, let's just put it like that. And this is the guy that the boy that my cousin Gregory ends up fighting is actually my best friend's, which is a girl. It was her boyfriend. The girl that my best friend that I went to prom with, it was her boyfriend. So everybody just connected in some kind of way. And so my cousin Gregory told me to tell her that he was going to fight her boyfriend. So she texted her boyfriend and she told him and everything. He said he's going to fight you, all this kind of stuff. And her boyfriend, I don't know what he said. So but I know she told him. But then my cousin Gregory, he had told me, you know, like, well, I ain't going to do it, because he really didn't want to risk getting suspended and all that kind of stuff. So he was like, I ain't going to do it. So he had changed his mind, but mind you, the other guy still hasn't changed his mind, because he's already on defense that he's going to fight him. So he was already preparing himself. So we got to school that Tuesday, the next day. We have this thing called Pride at school, and it's a 25-minute class to where you can go to any class that you assigned to make up work or to make up time. So our second period has ended, y'all. Second period has ended, and we're switching to our Pride, to go to our Pride. And I'm coming down the steps, but my cousin Gregory, he's going up the steps, and there's some people in between him and then it's my best friend's boyfriend and his cousin. Now, I did not know during that time that was his cousin, but I knew after this whole situation had went on, I knew that was his cousin, but I did not know that before then. But as they were walking up the steps behind my cousin, he didn't know they were behind him, because it was people that was behind in front of them. But once I seen them going up the steps, I was thinking to my head, they're both going up the steps. Somebody gonna be arguing, or something's gonna happen. I didn't think in my head to turn around, although I feel like I should have. I didn't think in my head to turn around. So I seen them going up. I knew something was gonna transpire, but I was like, no, my cousin said he wasn't gonna do it, so he wasn't gonna do anything. I had walked down the steps, went to my class, and we wasn't even in the class for like 5 or 10 minutes. And a dude had came to my class and told me that my cousin was jumped. And I'm just like, what? Like, my cousin had been jumped, and my teacher would not let me leave the class. I tried to sneak out the class and everything, but he would not let me leave the class. And so I finally got to leave and go up there. I was like, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. But I went to the office and everything, and as I was walking up there, my aunt, she was already coming. She was walking into the school, going into the office. My cousin, Gregory had already put him in the office and everything. And I was just so mad yet again. I was so mad again when I was in that office, because it was 2 people on my cousin at one time, and I could not do nothing about it. I was so hopeless and helpless. I could do nothing about it because I wasn't there. And it was like, it was 2 people on him at one time. You had my best friend, she was kind of involved. She was kind of like trying to break it up, but I wish she just wasn't in the way, because it just made me feel like everybody was ganging up on him, because he would be considered the more dominant one, because my cousin, he a little heavy, you know, but he would be considered the more dominant one. But no, that not to me, it wasn't, because it was 2 of them on him. So I just feel like it wasn't right. And, you know, at our school, they just feel like if you're involved in the fight, it doesn't matter, somebody hit you first, everybody's going to be suspended. So we were in the office, and I could just tell, like, my cousin didn't even have his shoes on. My cousin was out of his shoes and everything. I was just looking at him just to make sure he was okay. But I was still so mad because I just felt like they really were trying to destroy my cousins. And y'all know I'm a believer. The Bible tells us that we're cast down, but we're not destroyed. So they knocked us down a little bit, but we're still standing strong and we're still here to this day. So that's all that really matters to me. But I didn't understand that during the moment. I just had so much anger and so much pride and resentment for them. It just made me feel like I really just feel like they were trying to destroy my family. And I went home. I told my mom to come pick me up early. I went home with my mom or my cousin, one of them. I went home. I just came home and I just sat there and I cried because nobody asked me how that made me feel. I feel like everybody was so worried about themselves. They didn't ask Santez, like, are you okay? Because, you know, people at school, everybody love drama. So they don't care who it is. If they seen the fight, they entertained by it. But nobody asked me, like, how did that make me feel? No family member, no cousin, no friend, nobody asked me how that made me feel. And now, you know how you keep continuously talking about something because you feel like you need reassurance? I feel like everybody was getting irritated with me for continuously bringing it up about the situations, but they didn't know that I just wanted somebody to just comfort me and be like, it's okay. And I had that from nobody. I wasn't even seeking God for it, even though I could have been. I wasn't, because the anger had just overshadowed everything that I had. It overshadowed my faith. It overshadowed my love for people, because it changed my perception of people when those situations happen. And I didn't realize it caused me so much trauma. And because months, y'all, I'm just now healing from those situations. And it happened 4 or 5 months ago. But I'm just now healing from it because I had so much resentment and pride and envy. I didn't want to forgive. I didn't want to forgive them. But I had so much pride in me that made me, I'm telling you, the anger, it was ingrained in me. It was ingrained in me. So I didn't want to forgive them. I didn't want to have anything to do with them. I said, I didn't say I hate them, but I said I would never be like in the same room with them. I never wanted to shake hands with them. I never wanted to, nothing. I didn't want to resolve it with them. And I wanted to physically get my anger out. It had resorted to that. I wanted to physically do this. You know, I just wanted to fight so bad. I'm telling you, the anger just overshadowed everything. And I just felt so, like, it was just so much. And what's the most craziest thing is that one of our cousins, he was on the other guy's side. It was our other cousin. He was on the other guy's side. I just felt so much hurt and betrayal for him. No, we're not close. We're not that close as me and my cousin Marquise and Gregory. No, our family, we get together and we do things. That side of our family, we're not always around him, but we know we're family. So I just felt like, why would you should have been like, no, I'm gonna be neutral. That's my family. And some of y'all on this side is my family. So y'all are my friends. So I'm not gonna be in that situation. I would have been like, no, I'm staying neutral. I'm not gonna be in there. If my cousins are having a debate with somebody that I know is like, because one of the boys over there on their side was his brother. So he just felt like he should have been on his brother's side. And I understand it because that was his brother. But if I know I got family on both sides, I'm not going to be involved in it at all. I'm going to be like, no, I'm being neutral. I'm not in this. I'm not going to be no follower. I'm going to be a leader at the end of the day. I got to lead. I don't want to be a follower. I want to be me. At the end of the day, I want to be me. Santez, that's who I want to be. And so I just felt so much betrayal and hurt from him. And I just didn't want to deal with him. I really didn't. It just caused me so much hurt. It just caused me so much pain. I was like, God, I just didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to forgive. I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to be in that situation. I didn't want to be friends with them. I didn't want to even associate myself with them at all. I was just like, let me be. But that anger was just ingrained in me, and I wasn't doing anything but hurting myself with that anger inside of me. So, but that's just my take on the whole situation. That's how it went for me. Yeah, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see y'all in the next video.